Hello and welcome to deValiante Plays Chapter 3, Part 1 of 2064 ROM by Midboss. This is a game that was part of Humble Bundle's Bundle for Racial Justice and Equality. The following features violence, flashing animations, strong language, and graphic descriptions. Discretion is advised. Now, without further ado, let's get started.
You're back. You know, reading was a brilliant programmer. Far ahead of his time. I am a machine, and intrinsically, I do not have all the glands and visceral chemical reactions that make humans so emotional and brilliant. This code is a flawless replication of that inside my own personality algorithms. I don't think I've ever felt this anger. It fouls my processes and fills my RAM with frustrating, half-finished plans of revenge.
Yeah, this is how we're gonna get an evil robot buddy, so that'll be fun.
My motherboard burns in my casing from how little I can rest. I'm in pain, and I can't make it go away.
You need a hug, buddy.
I do not like the thoughts I'm having about the people who did this to him.
I don't know if you want to turn them off. Like, let's see.
I could. I can disable those modules. But if I turn off every emotion I don't want to feel, what does that make me? Would I still be me?
Probably not.
If I were human, turning off my emotions would be seen as extremely unhealthy. There is a wealth of information on the meshnet about human psychology. I just don't know how much of it applies to myself. Either way, Hayden deserves my grief. It is my way of honoring him. It may be the only way I can. I offer it freely. Did you see the jade plant?
The what?
Its death is unfortunate, but fitting. Yet another thing to be guilty for.
You or me? Because technically it was my plant.
Will you keep helping me? I need you.
Sure thing, little buddy.
To find the bastards who killed my progenitor.
I don't know if I like that word.
I need to finish this.
Are you gonna turn into like a giant mech suit that we like go and we destroy the big bad company? Because that's gonna be awesome.
I don't know what I'll do afterwards, but I need to see this through.
We'll find them and the truth.
What does the truth mean anymore? What does it matter? Will finding the truth bring back Hayden? Will it fix the pain they've left me in? But I guess you're right. Knowing the whys and wherefores will bring closure to this. I could use a measure of closure. I think for now we should acknowledge the greatest death between Tom and I. It may give us an edge if we begin to seek to know how much we've already discovered. We'll talk after you've had some time to rest. You like to sleep, and I need some time to... I need some time.
It's okay, little boy. Can I...
Good morning. I trust you slept well.
While I'm sleeping, it would be like a mondo help if you, the creation that is like not susceptible to disease, could maybe clean whatever it is that is living in my sink. I would love that so much.
I had ample time to recharge my internal batteries.
Good. That's not what I meant, but it's good. Good.
Now that we are both refreshed, I feel it wouldn't hurt to recap our progress and determine if any changes should be made based on our successes and failures. Let's talk about how things are going so far.
I really need to save.
Since your journalistic efforts are a big part of why I originally recruited you, we can start there. Your inquiring mind has been a huge boost in our journey thus far. As a Rom, I can't talk to people as intently as you, so I must say I'm quite grateful for your skills in that regard. You're diligent in your day-to-day work as well, which further grounds my hope in you. Beyond journalistic persistence, let's take a look at how you perform your other responsibilities, specifically our choices in overcoming obstacles.
Am I getting a progress report?
Our first major hurdle proved challenging, but we made use of our surroundings and found a creative avenue. Furthermore, I am pleased with your utilization of non-violent methods. Eliminating any excessive risk should allow us to move swiftly. Finally, I was quite impressed by your ability to adapt on the fly, as they say, and perform so well when thrust into a sudden situation. Lastly, I'd like to discuss how we're getting along with our companions and allies along the way. It's important. Well, those kids we ran into managed to escape us, so for now, it's a blank. Jess is a bit of a harder read, but she did help us out in a big way. As long as the brash nature doesn't tend to lash out, I think things will go smoothly.
I don't know if I cared to develop any kind of relationship with this person just because of her brash nature, which is to, like, pretty much disregard people as people, and she considers everybody who comes up to her as a threat, and I don't need to associate with that, so I just don't care if I never have to talk to her again.
Detective Rivers was good to involve as well, and I can tell you enjoy having a familiar face around. She could prove to be our greatest aid, as long as we make it worth her time. No funny business.
Funny business.
Tomcat seems to genuinely care for our cause, and I have no trouble with letting their expertise guide us. Out of everyone else, they seem to be easiest to get along with, too. And finally, you and I must say, together better than I ever expected. I hope you feel the same.
Sure.
I feel confident in our combined ability, and I enjoy your company as well. Please, continue showing me around the city as we continue our search. Unfortunately, we've just about run out of leads. Perhaps Tom was able to find something of use in Parallax's network while they were inside.
I'm sure they did.
I hope so, but I feel a little bad for relying on them as much as we do.
I mean, neither one of us can do whatever it is that Tomcat does.
Always going so far for Hayden. They must have been close. Oh, speaking of them, incoming call from Tomcat. Forwarding video and audio.
Morning.
Good morning.
How you been doing?
I'm fine, Tomcat. Thank you for your concern.
Well, okay. Just say the word if I can help out in any way. Here?
Of course. In fact, I was hoping you might have a lead for us to start working at. Otherwise, we're down to canvassing Hayden's address book and seeing if any of his contacts have an idea about who might have had a desire to target him. But that's just a mission in the dark.
Well, I'll get some data from the Fairlight servers that won't manage to keep me out, but it'll take me a while to go through it. A lot of it's unrelated. GPS report, maintenance log, corporation, but about so, I don't have as much as a whiff of a trail on who's boss. So, I recently got a strange request from a friend of a friend. Someone's been messing with the articles of this news organization named Augmented Eye. Seems like the network security has been active cybercriminals help figure out how their reports are getting changed. The original files on their servers are untouched. In their system, everything's PGP. But when you view the stuff on the outside of the network, things are changed up. A word here, right there. It's subtle, but often has a big impact on whoever it's told. Someone with deep access to Parallax's network and changes what's being shown. I ain't sure what's related, but maybe you'll get them down to the main studio lead offices and try talking to the guy that runs Augmented Eye. Her name is him. You got the town more than the desire to find out that fire up her street, but it seems like your kind of deal. A bit of a stretch. But if you really have to take you to work on the data you like anyway.
We'd be happy to look into it.
Alright. I'll pass the word along that you'll be in sometime today to stick your noses in. And I'll send y'all word as soon as I get anything worth hunting down.
Excellent. Thank you, Tomcat. We are grateful for your continued assistance.
No problem, Karen. Are you sure you're gonna be okay? Maybe you should take one more time. You've been through some shit in the past few days.
Thank you for your concern, but I'm fine.
That is not the attitude of someone who is fine.
I have already handled the reality of Hayden's death.
Have you?
It's time to move on with the investigation.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to step on you. I'm just worried. So, I'm here if you need anything.
Understood. I apologize for my tone, Tomcat. We'll be in touch.
Alright, later.
Okay, we have have a lead, however tenuous. I've highlighted the Cost IO Corp office building on your map.
Yay!
Also, while we were talking to Tomcat, I received an email from Dr. Fairlight. Displaying.
Greetings. I hope you'll forgive me for the voiceover message, but I'm undergoing my treatments. Would not call myself presentable for a good Bitcoin. Still, I wanted to inform you that the DNA, while looking into our mutual acquaintances, disappears. I haven't had a lot of my contacts inside Parallax, but I was reminded of an old friend by the name of Melanie Flores, who may know more about the nature of Hagen's research. She's here on the Java side of the nest, and Hagen has been working closely with her on projects involving the intersection of Parallax systems and the impacts that Cloud designs. Melanie and I no longer speak to her, so I'm afraid I can't introduce you. But perhaps you'll put your attention to her home. I hope this leaves serves you well. Anything else you need, I will be in and out of the hospital when we're met for the next few days. I will send word if I have any other insights or discoveries. Yours, Dr. Johnny Fairlight.
No knowledge of even ever working with cybernetics. Parallax trying to understand how to do it. About research. Melody revealed more about the purpose of my construction.
Eden must have kept my
My development secret for a reason. Hopefully we can talk our way in. I have highlighted Melody's home on your map. Okay, now either follow Tomcat's lead to CPOD, or Fairlight's lead to Melody's home.
Can we not do both?
Up to you where to go first.
Okay. First we save.
Tomcat's led us in the right direction so far, but Fairlight has resources and his tip might end up being more relevant.
We'll figure it out. Don't worry about
It
it.
depends on what you want our focus to be on in terms of tracking Hayden's trail. Should we follow the media or the tech?
Oh, that's a good point.
It's fitting. They're the two factors that make NeoSF so unique and wonderful. If we explore them both to the fullest, there's no way we won't be closer to the answer.
IO Core and Flower Mansion. IO Core and Flower Mansion. IO Core. Which one do you think, Grizzy? Okay. Evens is IO Core. Odds is Flower Mansion. It is evens. We're going to the core.
Here we are. The COS.io Corporation office building. It looks like most of the businesses on this block are a part of the same corporate coalition under COS.io.
Is that important?
Well, perhaps. At the very least, it means it's unlikely they're the ones interfering with Augmented Eye's articles.
What if it's an inside job?
Not impossible, but unlikely.
How so?
Generally, the companies in a coalition don't have a whole lot of overlap. Augmented Eye is a news app focused on local tech and culture stories, with an emphasis on hybrids' rights and cybernetics issues. None of the other companies in the coalition cover news, so they're not related at all, which is very much standard practice for these groups. They have nothing to gain by inviting companies with whom they compete, and thus none of them would benefit by trying to undermine Augmented Eye's credibility as a news source.
Can you tell me more about these coalitions?
In the early 2020s, the California government was pretty much going bankrupt.
When was this made? Give me a minute. I gotta do some quick research. Okay. So this game came out in 2015. Excellent.
A poor national economy and repeated voter initiatives meant the state didn't have the tax revenue to continue running municipal services. They kept pushing the tax burden down the totem pole until poorer cities were just flat broke. No police, no road work, complete public service collapse. Then, one of the smaller cities sold all of their public infrastructure, police and fire included, to a private corporation.
Oof, that's not a good idea.
This was eventually challenged in court, but several Silicon Valley corporations started a grassroots initiative to have citizens pass an amendment to the state constitution allowing it.
That's not a good idea.
They succeeded, and most of the major cities in the state sold off their public services to private corporations.
Why are you happy about that?
Some places, like Los Angeles, just sold to the highest bidder. Which is probably why LA is essentially in a constant gang turf war, with
No
one
kidding.
side wearing the uniforms of the studio-owned police forces.
Oof. No, I want to know.
The cities in the Bay Area were a little more selective, and most of the municipal services are owned by multi-corporation coalitions. They split the bill of running the city between them and keep each other from being too corrupt in their usage of the police force and such, from fear of a PR disaster and being kicked out of the coalition.
Mean? If we're gonna go through that kind of dystopian world, that's at least not terrible.
It means there isn't as much money going around, which is why the NSFPD's equipment is out of date and the meshnet is so successful over normal cable networks. After all, without the promise of a city infrastructure bought and paid for, the corporations all treat running the city like a charity and PR stunt.
Yeah, what else are you gonna expect, though?
But at least the police aren't irredeemably corrupt. The fire trucks still show up on time, and the water runs to all parts of the city. That can't be said for some areas of the state.
I didn't realize things were that bad elsewhere. Why hasn't the federal government stepped in? You are a journalist. You should know what's going on in the rest of the state. Unless you're like one of the type of journalist that does those listicles. Which isn't technically journalism. Anyway.
I haven't spent enough time learning about the subject, or politics in general, to give you an educated answer. If I go by the posts people make on the meshnet, I'd say a combination of having bigger fish to fry and caving to corporate pressure. People seem certain that the larger multinational companies would love to be able to buy their own towns on a national scale, and are pumping money into Congress to try and make that happen.
Christ.
They hold up Neo-SF as an example of their success, while trying to bury the problems in LA as an anomaly. Combine that with unrest abroad, and I guess they don't have a whole lot of motivation to try and stop it. Historical precedent seems to lend credence to this interpretation, if you're willing to believe my hasty readings on the subject.
Fair enough. Thanks for filling me in.
You're welcome. I am happy to assist.
Okay, so there's this... What is this? Ooh, fancy. It's a tree. These trees are genuine real roof trees. These became all the rage back in the 40s. Many companies sponsor roof trees. They used to sponsor animals, but after the York's raccoon blackout of 2016, they stopped that practice. Interesting. Plant.
Bulbitis riparia, one of the more popular display ferns in recent times. Expensive, given the cost of caring for it. The species is native to threatened tropical forests, but it became a popular import after being endorsed by a former child star turned conservationist.
Turing doesn't seem to have any data on this species. It must have been crossbred for the most genetic beauty. The plant sits safely enclosed in its isolated ecosystem. A thick-paned floor-to-ceiling window. Inside there's a bunch of security guards and rows of elevators behind them. A 2062 ZIS CR4 coupe. Perfect for letting everyone know you spent a fortune of credits on a car. The Kasayo Corporation office building employs a pretty fancy interactive screen out front. I don't know why it's so yachty. If they can keep it outdoors, electrical work in it must be on another level. It is automatic. You don't need to wonder if you push or pull. Then let's go
The
in.
Meshnet says Augmented Eye's SF office is run by an individual named Zin, and Tomcat confirmed she's expecting us.
All right.
All we have to do now is head up and talk to her.
Then let's go.
No shenanigans this time.
Then go. It's this thing. Zen's IK47 Executive Series ROM designed for office and high-level accountant maintenance. A swanky-looking desk that curves out at the edges. A plant. Must really love her desk plant. It's been meticulously trimmed and treated. Various plants. A picture of a toupee is an odd thing to frame. Let's just talk to Zen. Oh wait, that's an animal of some kind. Zen. Let's just talk to Zen.
Oh, hello. Welcome to Augmented Eye. You must be the journalist my network admin said would be showing up. Have a seat. Would you like a drink? My assistant will bring it right away. Look, I'll start off by saying I'm a little uncomfortable about bringing in another journalist to look into this. Whatever you dig up, I'll have to explain to the rest of the press. But it's still better than the other options. Chances are I have another corporation scoping out my territory. If they aren't in the coalition, they'll be expecting a covert spy, not a news hound. If they are in the coalition, it won't look good for me to send in my own reporters against my allies. Even if I do end up being right. So if I'm damned either way, I'd rather it be by the media. At least then we can fight back on a familiar battlefield. Now, what do you know about our problem?
Someone is tampering with your articles on the mesh.
That's the long and short of it. My network admin is pulling their hair out. I'm not going to pretend I understand everything they say, but from what I understand, the changes to our articles aren't being made from inside our network. The versions on our servers are still the originals, but at some point after they hit the mesh, they get changed. I'm hoping that you can do some digging, maybe hit up your contacts and get a lead on who might be doing it. Even if I have to get answers from the nightly news, it won't be good. Mostly little things. Word choice, tone of the writing, things that make the writer appear more or less extreme. So far, almost all of the edits seem to be making our articles more positive on new technologies and more critical of organizations like the Human Revolution. That's actually what tipped us off. A harsh criticism one of my writers made about the Human Revolution protests was changed to be downright vitriolic, and I had a hell of a time putting out the fires. My writers and readers aren't exactly fans of them, but I'd rather not pick fights with the Human Revolution if I don't.
Why are you so sure this isn't an inside job?
I guess I'm not, but my network admin assures me it's all coming from somewhere else. They told me that they tore out all of the routers that broadcast to the mesh and replaced them with fresh ones. All kinds of tricks involving IP addresses and DNS changes that I'm not going to even begin to claim to understand. I pay them big bucks, so I'm inclined to believe them unless you dig up something that tells me otherwise.
Do you have any idea where I should start looking?
Not really. My admin says that only someone with intimate access to Parallax's network protocols could make these kind of changes as something passes across the net. Personally, I think it's a clever hacker rather than someone inside Parallax itself. The public trust rating of Parallax makes them look like a saint among wolves, so their control over the mesh network provisions is strong. It's trivially easy to set up ROMs to use a different OS than LIPS or a different meshnet protocol without that trust. Or, you know, Parallax is abusing its power to spread pro-tech propaganda. Will they need to? I'm sure you'll be a good journal and bring you back the right answer.
Okay, that's a start.
I know tin hat conspiracies aren't an ideal start, but it's the best we can do with the info we have. Anything else I can tell you, off the record? If you want it on the record, it'll cost you your firstborn and a really good cigar.
Can you think of any reason why you're being targeted?
Like what? There isn't much more I can tell you about Augmented Eye, really. It's a fairly simple and straightforward operation, if I say so myself. We started off in Venezuela as a sleek current events and news organization in 2055, almost 10 years ago now. We focus on more in-depth reporting of on-the-street happenings, on top of major news. We're one of the few good ones left. Once folks in other cities saw the type of reporting we do, they all clamored for it. They invested in the right places and it paid off. Cross-IO Corp is happy to have us here in the USA. It wasn't until hybrid tech started hitting the public sphere that we had to make any changes to our model. All of that said, I can't see why anyone would tag us. Unless they're just trying to embroil us in a mudslinging with the human revolution. There are much more direct reasons.
Know if anyone else has articles being manipulated?
Alright, look. I wasn't going to tell you this. If it gets out, I'd have to answer some really hard questions. So, if you didn't hear this from me, you might want to go check out TMI Entertainment and Charlie Nova. That's all I'll say. And remember, you take a bite out of him with my name as your defense, I drop you fast.
What's the real reason you're bringing in outside help? Your own journalist should be able to handle digging up some dirt on a hacker.
What? Not wanting to answer prying questions from my coalition board isn't a good enough reason? 'Cause I'd really like to avoid that. And look, you've covered culture wars, right? My journalists are good, but they're mostly good at gadget reviews, implant releases, not taking too many stims so they remember what they did at raves for the after-party reports. This needs an investigative journalist with serious contacts, not tech personalities. The fact that my network admin recommended you, you probably know the right people. Now, does that cover it? I'd like to remove my nose from your ass.
That's it for now. I'll get back to you if I have more questions.
No, don't bother. In hindsight, I probably should have been a bit more circumspect about speaking to you. Plausible deniability and all that. I won't ask you to lie in anything you write, but do remember you got in contact with me not even second-hand, but third-hand. I certainly didn't sick you on anyone. Wink wink, nudge nudge, or whatever. If you need anything else, have your person get with my person. Don't come here directly. Now, I'd show you the door, but you know the way. And this isn't the only fire I'm trying to put out. Good luck, and good luck.
Well, that was more confrontational than I had expected, considering she was the one needing help. She never brought me that water either. Is it always like this?
She knows the game, but we didn't walk away with nothing. People don't usually give away much. Secrets are expensive. Without lies, there wouldn't be much to write about.
Very true. I will admit that I am interested in the possibility of a link back to Parallax. If all of this really is due to somebody manipulating the mesh net on the inside, it may give us the leverage we need to find out what happened to Hayden once and for all. That said, I will take care not to get my hopes up. We should make no assumptions when investigating, lest we lead ourselves down a false path. Anyway, seems like our next step is... What the...
Oh.
What the... That's Sin!
She's dead. What the hell happened?
She was defenestrated.
Wow, okay.
Emergency services are already on the way, and we are severely ill-equipped to help her. We should head back to her office and see if we can determine what happened here.
Are we gonna be allowed in?
Perhaps we can still dispense justice. It looks like the desk has been cleared off. Let's take a look around, but be careful not to disturb any evidence. The police will be here soon. Even a ROM like that doesn't deserve an end like this.
Flawless foliage half fallen, yep.
Her personal computer is not password protected at the moment. Give me a moment to look through her files. Best to keep your fingerprints off of the keyboard. Most of this isn't very interesting. Committee reports, financials, article submissions. Oh, here we go. According to this email between Zin and her network admin, the lead on TMI Entertainment is a little more solid than she led us to believe. The admin ran a web crawler looking for changes in writing styles. Some blog posts by their head writer Carla Nova stood out like a sore thumb. Apparently he's a bit pompous, if in an affable way, and his blog usually just details his day-to-day life. But ever since the human revolution has been in town, he's been smearing them with more venom than you'd expect, considering how neutral his on-air reporting has been. Jim seemed to think he was just complaining about the protesters fouling up traffic, and whoever is manipulating these posts spun it to make him look critical of the movement as a whole. Just like the Augmented Eye journalist. This Charlie fellow is the one we need to talk to.
Okay.
My thermal sensors only detect a single set of lingering footprints, and they end almost 3 feet away from the window. Considering the density of this blast, I can't imagine Zin jumped from that far and managed to throw herself through the pane without help. But who could have done it? I don't see any obvious marks on the floor or any other thermal hotspots.
You're saying no one else was in here?
It doesn't look like it.
So it could have been a robot.
We should go. There isn't anything else here, and the police are almost on the scene. Son of a...
Oh, hi Lexi.
I should have figured the two of you would be here. You just won't stay out of trouble no matter what I say, will you?
Lay off, will you? You don't know what you're talking about. This is a total misunderstanding.
I assure you, Detective Rivers, we are merely in the wrong place at the wrong time. We had an appointment with Zin to discuss a possible lead and found her office in this state of disrepair.
Of course you did. Damn it. Fine. Get the hell out of here before anyone else shows up. We'll chat about the case more when I'm not busy scraping bodies off the pavement. You hear me?
Certainly, Detective Rivers. I'll forward you a report of what we know immediately, and we can speak further at a later time.
Yeah, whatever. Get moving.
Why did you lie to Lexi? We could have told her about the articles. I didn't think she would buy it. She wouldn't have from me.
It doesn't matter anyway. Detective Rivers has every bit of information that Zin gave us on that computer. Her investigation will not be hampered by our absence, whereas ours is halted if we're stuck giving answers she can just as well get from a hard drive. Has it occurred to you that whoever threw Zin out of that window could be after the same thing we are, except to silence the story rather than to get it out? We have little time for fooling about, and must get to Charlie Nova before something happens to him too. I have highlighted the main UOSM offices for TMI Entertainment on your map. let's go.
Well, this is a fairly big map. I wonder if we're gonna get like a bunch of other places.
I hope some pity for me still remains, considering my recent tone, because I'm honestly not sure where we should start. I suppose we should just ask the receptionist to point us to somebody who can answer our questions.
Do you know anything about TMI Entertainment? What do you know about Charlie Nova? Sounds like a plan.
Honestly, you do have your own mesh access, yes? I'm quite certain you can handle all the casual searches you might feel like making. You hardly have time for me to blather out every bit of exposition you desire when you could just go look it up on your own.
Okay. You just do a good job of making it concise. So now you decide to shut up? I'm sorry, Turing.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just a bit on edge. Things are barreling out of our control, and I'm taking it out on you. Forgive me. Let me pull up the information you requested.
What can you tell me about TMI Entertainment?
TMI Entertainment is a relatively popular celebrity and gossip news conglomerate. They own OK Today. They did a good job transitioning from the traditional media models of television and news to the net-based model prevalent now, pioneered by their digital newspaper, OK Today's The Scanline. Some might call their programs rags, but opinion on the mesh seems more favorable than not. They stick to mostly good-natured crime and lean away from the seedier nastiness that paparazzi can get up to. As such, they have a positive relationship with many celebrities and regularly get exclusive scoops that keep their ratings up, despite the refusal to peddle in the darker side of the celebrity news circuit.
What do you know about Charlie Nova?
Charlie Nova is TMI Entertainment's most popular TV personality. He's gotten consistently high ratings for almost a decade and isn't afraid to tell you about it. The chatter on the mesh paints him as a bit arrogant, but in that loud, backslapping kind of way that a media star can get away with. He's best known for hosting Star in the Stratosphere. It's one of those talent-seeking reality programs. Apparently, when TMI can't organically discover enough celebrities, they just manufacture them.
Sounds familiar.
Oh, and also, according to this blog, Charlie's hair is flawless.
Got it. The plant in the corner is supported by a few stakes that are stuck in the middle of the planter. Excellent. Oh, she's got little bunny ears.
I know you're used to computers being your
Oh.
only co-workers, but with humans, you only have to speak to them if you want them to do something.
Thank you, Turing.
Welcome to TMI Entertainment Incorporated. Do you have an appointment?
With death? No, but we need to talk to whomever is in charge here. We need to speak with Charlie Nova. I have a story we're about to break and wanted to offer TMI an opportunity to comment.
I really can't let you in without an appointment.
Are you wearing a strawberry dress? So cute.
I can maybe pencil you in for next Wednesday?
Oh, see, that's not gonna work, sweetheart.
We don't have time for this. People's lives are on the line here, and all you care about is an appointment?
Child, do I have to leave you outside? Calm down.
Oh, look, if it's that important, I can buzz you through to sympathy. But She isn't going to be very happy about being bothered off schedule, so don't get your hopes up. And, try not to make her too mad. I'll be the one dealing with the fallout.
Right. Of course. I apologize. We will be as tactful as possible, I assure you.
Okay, she's over on the other side of the room. Head straight there, because she doesn't like it when people bother the town.
I see. It's an assistant, newsroom employee, newsroom is talent show host. Do we have, where is she? Camera. Stern looking producer. It's on the other side of the room.
Thought I told Nina to cancel all my appointments for the day. I swear, that girl couldn't find her ears if I taped them over her eyes.
That's mean.
At least she makes a decent cup of coffee.
Are you sympathy? Nina said we should speak to you.
Yes, I am. And if you don't mind, I keep the show running here, so I'll be brief. What are you doing in my building?
We've been given a lead on a story that involves one of your personalities, Charlie Nova. Someone has been manipulating his articles on the meshnet and turning them into scathing attacks against the human revolution. We're trying to track the culprit, and we need to talk to Mr. Nova to hunt down further leads.
You let your Rom do all the talking for you? Must be one of those new interrogation modules all the fresh meat rave about. Of course I know someone's been modifying Charlie's articles. I'm tracking them down myself. What I want to know is why I should help you snatch the scoop out from underneath me. Super hacker twists meshnet news for personal political vendetta? The clicks basically found themselves.
We're willing to trade info with you. I'm willing to break the story under TMI's banner. Say that to Zen.
Not interested. I already have a pretty decent idea of where to look next. And if that doesn't pan out, I have our primary server cluster chewing through mesh posts looking for inconsistencies. I'll figure this one out on my own, without some newbie mucking things up. Zin? Augmented Eyes Zin?
Yes, she's
What
dead.
does Zin have to do with this?
She's dead.
She's the one who gave us the lead to begin with.
She's also dead.
Then, someone threw her out of her office window.
And now she's dead.
We figured Mr. Nova might be next, and we wanted to get to him first.
Holy shit. Fine, I'll let you talk to Charlie. If someone is trying to kill people over this, I'd rather it be out and done with as fast as possible.
Okay, so you'd rather... Sorry, I interpreted that wrong. I interpreted that as, I'd rather they just kill him and get it over with. But no, what sympathy meant was that they would rather it be out, the story be out and done if people are dying. Not that they should just go ahead and kill Charlie.
I mean, shit. We're an entertainment scene. Nobody should die for that. But hey, watch yourself with Charlie. He's a pompous clown, but he's my pompous clown.
We're getting married.
Keep it civil, or I'll throw your ass out and figure this out on my own. Now get on it. I need to make some calls.
Is this Charlie? Are you Charlie?
Fantastic! How fantastic! I just love your ROM.
You must be Charlie.
Not quite as stunning as mine, but still pretty grand. Very sleek, very clean. Bravo.
Are you Charlie?
Oh, Sympathy is doing that thing where she waves at me to hurry things up. Right down to brass tacks then, I suppose. Wait! I forgot to introduce myself.
You're Charlie.
I'm Charlie Nova.
Thank
host
you.
Of Tonight in the Stars and Star in the Stratosphere. But you already knew that, I'm sure. What can I do for you,
Why don't you tell me a little about yourself? What can you tell me about TMI?
Oh, you flatter me. Yes, you do. I can't imagine you've come all this way just to get my story, have you? After all, I've already published my very own splendid 100% original autobiography, Like a Nova.
Wow.
But I suppose I can give you a quick rundown, even if Sympathy is giving me the stink eye. I grew up here on the mean streets of Neo-SF, but my jocular nature and striking countenance got me scouted for a few small product advertisements. And the rest is not so ancient history. Now I'm the host of the largest celebrity news show on the mesh, and I couldn't be happier. It's all thanks to my swarms of fans, though. They're the ones who count.
What can you tell me about TMI?
Yes, any additional information on your station would be greatly appreciated.
Well, it's the best damn network on the planet, I can tell you that. We put out top-notch news and entertainment, but with real heart that our competitors just can't match. But if you really want to know about TMI, you need to know about Sympathy.
Okay.
It's her pride and joy, after all. Sure, she can be a little acerbic, and sure, she calls me a poofy-haired oaf all the time, but you can really tell she cares, you know? Deep down. I'm not sure if that throat-cutting gesture she's making is a signal to move to another topic or a threat against my physical well-being.
Both.
So, let's move on. What next?
Have you heard that your stories are getting altered once they get posted to the mesh?
Oh, it may have come up in the last lunch meeting we had, but Sympathy assured me that it was some kind of technical glitch, and our support people were on top of it.
So you're being kept in the dark for a lot, but probably because you're a dumbass.
They're top-notch, the absolute best money can buy. So I don't think there's anything more to say on the subject.
I'm getting real, Liberace vibes from you. We've heard of other people's posts getting altered too. You're telling me you don't know anything at all? Look, Charles, we're just trying to get to the bottom of this. We're gonna be diplomatic.
That's very upsetting. I hope you've passed along that information to Sympathy.
Yeah, Sympathy knows.
I'm certain our tech people will be able to find the culprit in short order once they know enough about it. I really don't know what I have to do with it, though.
Chuck, I'm sure you're better informed than that, right? You're at the top of this heap, yeah? It's a bit worrying that you don't know more. It was your post that they were manipulating.
Need to know and all that?
You're the top journalist! You should know everything!
I keep on top of the things that need my attention and leave Sympathy to handle all the things that don't.
Okay.
My time is too important to be wasted on trivial things like minor technical glitches.
Boy. boy, howdy.
All right, that's enough. Charlie has a show to get ready for. He's told you everything he's going to. So get the hell out of here.
So you don't want us to know that how completely uninformed he is about literally everything.
If you find anything more interesting than what you got, come back and see me again. Directly.
Remember, I'm the victim in all this.
Print screen that.
Oh man, she looks really cheesed off now. Do you know how snippy she can get? I better get her coffee ready. Maybe that'll calm her down.
We're very sorry if we made your day more difficult. Perhaps I could take the coffee over to Sympathy and we could try to smooth her rumpled feathers.
Yeah, okay, sure. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You make her even madder? Oh no. On second thought.
It'll only take a minute.
Let's not push this, Turing.
All right, but she takes it with plenty of milk.
Okay.
Okay, let's deliver this and make amends.
I thought I told you to beat it. Or do your ears just not work?
We just wanted to bring you your coffee and make sure there were no hard feelings.
That's cute. I promise I don't bite. I just have a job to do. Sometimes I think Charlie's hair gel seeps into his brain, but he brings in most of our revenue, so his happiness is our top priority.
I see.
Now, Scram, you know how to get in touch with me if you need me.
Alright, alright. Bring
Did
on.
not go well at all.
I don't know what you expected, Turing.
We need some kind of leverage to get Mr. Nova to give us the information we want.
I think he's a dumbass, and I don't think he knows anything.
I'm certain he knows something. Don't
No.
you agree?
No, I don't. If he doesn't, Sympathy does.
While you were talking to him, I took the opportunity to look into his history more thoroughly. It turns out he did a series of promos for a local Hassie bar early in his career, and some fans still spot him there from time to time. It's a long shot, but frankly, everything about this case has been one long shot after another. Maybe we should question the people at this Hassie establishment and look for any dirt we can use to put some pressure on Mr. Nova. There must be something. It's the only path I see.
Better than nothing.
The Hassie bar is located on Market Street, near the Genus Clinic. We can head there whenever you're ready.
Is it the same one that's run by the sailor? Thank you for joining me for Chapter 3, Part 1 of 2064 ROM by Midboss. Chapter 3, Part 2 will be out shortly. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment letting me know what you like down below. Please no hate or spoilers, as I'm not above removing those comments and the people who make them.